You've heard the name, right? The Garden of Eden. It instantly brings up these images of a perfect world, a sneaky serpent, and one very famous choice. But this is so much more than just an old story. It's kind of like a blueprint for our biggest ideas about innocence, temptation, and consequences. So what really went down in that garden? And what in the world does it mean for us today? Let's dig in.
Okay, so before we get to all the drama, the forbidden fruit and everything, let's just set the scene. We all hear the word paradise, but what did that actually look like? What were the original rules of the game here?
You see, the story doesn't start with a fall from grace. It starts with a perfect creation, a world literally built with humanity in mind. According to the book of Genesis, this wasn't just some beautiful patch of land. It was the first garden. Think of it like a purpose-built sanctuary, designed from the ground up to be the perfect home for the first people. So this garden, it was just a place of unbelievable abundance, made specifically for Adam and Eve. And their job? Pretty simple, just take care of it. Now, while every tree had fruit, two of them really stood out. You had the tree of life, and then you had the other one, the one that would change everything, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
But here's the twist. In this entire world of absolute freedom and plenty, there was just one single boundary, one rule.
The very first instruction from God wasn't even a restriction. It was a huge declaration of freedom. You are free to eat from any tree in the garden. I mean, just try to imagine that. The sheer abundance, not wanting for a single thing. But of course, you knew there was a but coming, didn't you? In any great story, there's always a catch. And this was it. A single, crucial exception to all that freedom.
And this is what sets up the central choice. On one hand, you have the tree of life, totally permitted, a symbol of living forever in paradise. On the other hand, you've got the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That was the line, the one and only do not cross line in the entire world.
So, with the rule in place, the stage is now perfectly set for it to be broken. This is the exact moment temptation walks into paradise.
The whole thing goes down in 3 quick steps. First, the serpent slithers into the picture, and it starts planting this little seed of doubt in Eve's mind about God's command. Then, persuaded, Eve makes her choice. She eats the fruit. And finally, she gives some to Adam, and he makes his own choice to do the same. It's like a domino effect of disobedience.
That single act, that one shared decision, is the moment the entire story pivots. According to Genesis, this is exactly how sin entered a perfect world. And the consequences? They were immediate, and they were irreversible.
And just like that, with that one choice, paradise was lost. So what exactly were the consequences of this world-altering decision?
Well, the most immediate consequence was exile. Adam and Eve were banished from the garden, permanently cut off from paradise. And because they lost access to the tree of life, they also lost their claim to immortality. That perfect harmony, it was just shattered.
Okay, so we've got the story down. But the reason it has fascinated people for thousands of years isn't just because of what happened, it's about what it means. Is this really just an ancient myth, or is it a timeless parable about what it means to be human?
All right, let's try to decode this story a little bit by looking at the different ways it can be read and the powerful symbols that are hidden inside it. There isn't just one way to understand the story. For some people, it's a literal historical account of a real place. For others, the garden is an allegory, a symbol for a state of spiritual innocence. And a third view sees it as this beautiful poem about the perfect relationship between humanity and the divine, right before it was fractured.
The symbols themselves are just incredibly rich. Paradise isn't just a physical place. It represents a state of pure innocence and perfect harmony. The fruit isn't just food. It's a symbol of spiritual abundance. And the tree of life, well, that stands for the ultimate prize, eternal life and wisdom.
Ultimately, especially within the Christian tradition, this story serves as this crucial starting point. It's the before picture, a memory of a perfect relationship that got broken by disobedience. In a lot of ways, it sets the stage for the entire biblical story of loss and redemption that comes after it. Which leaves us with a final, really important question. Is the Garden of Eden just a story about a place we lost a long, long time ago? Or is it more of a timeless mirror, reflecting a choice that maybe we all still face every single day, the choice between sticking to the rules and the tempting call of the unknown?